Dark Shadows, number 48, BTR 22767, air 3867, take one.
My name is Victoria Winters. The residents of Collinwood have learned to live with fear. The fear centers around a small boy whose life may be in danger, and an alarmingly mysterious woman who would take him away with her.
Oh, hello, Mrs. Johnson.
Mrs. Collins.
You seem surprised to see me.
Oh, well, I didn't expect to see you. You haven't been around for several days.
Yes, well, I've been keeping to myself. Is David here?
No, Miss Winters took him into town to buy him some new shoes.
I was supposed to do that. We'd planned to do that together.
Well, I don't know about any plans. I just know Miss Winters took him to town.
When he gets back, tell him to come down to my cottage, please.
Oh, well, he can't do that.
Why not?
Well, he's not supposed to leave the house unless he goes somewhere with Miss Winters.
Why isn't he supposed to leave the house?
Well, I don't know. Those are my orders, that David's not to go anywhere unless he goes with Vicky Winters or Miss Carolyn.
And who issued those orders? Carolyn and Vicky?
No, your husband did.
Roger told you that David couldn't come to my cottage? My husband said I couldn't see my own son?
Well, he doesn't want David to leave the house.
Why not?
Well, he didn't give any reason, and I didn't ask for any. I don't mix in what's not my concern.
He couldn't have said that. You misunderstood him.
I understand plain English, and I have perfect hearing.
All right, where is he?
Well, he's up there with that Dr. Guthrie.
Thank you. Excuse me.
Oh, but
Roger! Roger!
he said he doesn't want to be disturbed.
I don't care what he said.
I heard you, Laura. It's not necessary to shout.
Would you come down here, please? I want to speak to you.
I'm rather busy at the moment. Can't it wait?
No, it can't. Please come down.
All right. What is it?
Let's go into the drawing room, shall we?
All right. That'll be all, Mr. Johnson.
Roger, what's going on in this house? What's happening here?
Happening?
Mrs. Johnson just told me the most incredible thing. She said that David is not allowed to leave this house without Vicky, nor can he go to my cottage at all on your orders.
Oh, so that's it.
Well, is it true?
Well, you see, Laura,
Yes.
I have decided that it would be best for David not to go out of this house unless it's absolutely necessary.
Why not?
Vicky tells me that he's fallen behind in his schoolwork.
What's that got to do with seeing me?
Well, he's been spending too much time with you at the expense of his lessons. I think it's best for him to stay inside and close to the house until he catches up with his work.
That's just an excuse to keep him away from me, and an extremely limp one at that.
Is it?
You don't care about David's studies. You never have.
No, perhaps. I care about David more than you know. After all, he's my son.
And mine. I'm his mother, and you have no right to keep him away from me.
I'm his legal guardian, Laura. That was decided by a court of law when you were committed to a sanitarium.
Roger, what's happened to you? A few days ago, you wanted me to be very close with David. You wanted me to take him away from here.
Yes, that's true.
Well, what's happened to change all that? Did I do something or say something?
No,
Well, then why have you turned against me, you of all people?
I haven't turned against you, Laura.
Well, why this change in attitude? You're trying to keep him away from me. Why are you trying to destroy the most precious thing in my life?
No, I'm not. Not really. It's just that
Just what?
I don't like the things that have been happening in this house. I don't understand it, and I don't like it.
Well, neither do I. But surely I can't be held responsible for what goes on in this house.
I can't help thinking that these things started to happen the day you came back to Collinwood. I think it would be better for all concerned if you were to go away.
Away?
For a while, at least.
Without David?
Yes.
I won't leave without David.
Laura, if I decide that you go without David, you will go without David. And I'm very close to making that decision.
All because you hold me responsible for what's been happening here.
Possibly you are responsible, I don't know.
Utterly ridiculous. Who's been putting ideas like this in your head, Dr. Guthrie?
Nobody puts any ideas into my head. I make my own decision. And I'm very nearly convinced that David would be better off with me.
Well, he won't be better off with you if you're in jail. And that's exactly where you'll be if I decide to testify against you.
Laura, don't threaten me with that manslaughter charge. I will not be threatened. I've told you that.
This is more than a threat, Roger. I'll do it. I'll use every weapon I have to get my son.
Go ahead.
You think I won't go through with it?
That's right.
Well, we'll see. One way or the other, I'll win. David will be mine.
Buy up as much stock as you can get your hands on. And do it now before the market changes. All right, Rhoda. I'll expect to hear from you. Who is it?
Laura.
Well, this is a surprise.
Why a surprise?
A visit from you is hardly an everyday occurrence.
You know why I can't come here more often. It's not that I don't want to.
Isn't it?
Of course not.
Okay, Laura. What's on your mind? What do you want?
What makes you think I want anything?
You never come to me unless you do. What do you want? Is it something to do with David?
What makes you say that? What's the matter with you today? You seem different.
Do I?
You seem cold. Why?
Let's get to the point. What is the purpose of this visit?
I need your help.
With what?
I've got to get David away from Collinsport right away.
How come?
Oh, Roger has decided to be impossible all of a sudden. He wants me to leave here without David.
That's interesting.
Well, we can't let that happen. You've got to stop it from happening. You've got to get on the phone and call your lawyers. You've got to get legal experts. Anyone who can help me, Burke. You will do that for me, won't you? Burke? You will, won't you? Well, it's for us, for our future.
Do we really have a future, Laura?
Yes, of course we do. It's what we both want. It's what I want more than anything else.
Do you?
Yes.
Come here.
Where?
Over here, by the lamp.
Why?
I want to look at you. I want to look at your face.
My face?
You've changed, Laura. More than I realized. More than I could possibly have realized.
Well, if you mean I look older, everyone does.
It isn't that. You're not the Laura I knew. You're an entirely different person.
Everyone changes, Burke. You've changed, too.
I don't know you anymore. I don't know. And I can't help you.
Why not?
Because I don't trust you.
You don't mean that.
You're a stranger, Laura.
Who's been putting these ideas in your head? Who's been turning you against me? Carol and Vicky?
No, this is between us.
Are you trying to tell me, then, that you don't love me anymore?
No.
Well, then don't turn against me. Please, believe in me as I believe in you.
That's the trouble, Laura. I don't believe in you. Not anymore, I don't. I don't believe a word you say.
Burke, I don't understand you. I just don't understand how you could turn against me, you of all people. And I need you so desperately. Without you, Burke, I'm so alone.
Those are phony tears, Laura. They won't work, not anymore. I don't believe you and I don't trust you. Those are simple facts that you can't talk your way out of. Not anymore.
Believe me, Mr. Collins, you're doing the right thing.
I hope so.
David mustn't go near his mother. It isn't safe.
I don't know how safe I am.
What do you mean?
Laura, she threatened me. She said she would do something drastic if I didn't let her have David.
What?
Oh, it doesn't matter. But if she carries out her threat, it could be damaging to me. I would like to believe that she won't go through with it.
All I can say is that your son's life and very possibly your sister's life may be at stake. Anything you can do to help them has to be done.
Yes, I suppose so. Still, I'm afraid of Laura. She can be a very vindictive person when she wants to be.
I'm well aware of that.
Of course, she's made the same threat before, and she's never gone through with it.
She's threatened you before?
Yes, a few weeks ago.
Why?
Well, she wanted to take David away, that's why.
But you weren't opposed to that a few weeks ago.
It was a question of time.
Time?
She wanted to take David and leave immediately. I said that she couldn't leave until all the legal strings were tied up. I didn't want any loose ends. She told me that she didn't have time. She kept mentioning that word over and over again, that she was running out of time.
Interesting. I wonder what she meant.
I haven't the foggiest notion. I don't understand any of the things that are going on in this house. Faces appearing in the fire, a book opening by itself.
That was Josette warning you.
I wouldn't have believed such a thing possible if I hadn't seen it with my own eyes.
I'm very glad you do believe my theories now. Otherwise, your son would be in grave danger.
I told Laura to go, to leave Collinwood. I'll see that she does.
Will you be wanting any lunch?
No, I want to get out of this house. I'll be down at the office for a while. Can I take you anywhere, Guthrie?
No, thanks. I've got my own car. I'll be going myself in a few minutes.
Then I'll see you later. If anyone asks for me, I don't think I'll be home until dinner time, Mrs. Johnson.
Yes, sir.
And remember, I don't want my wife in this house or near David.
I'll remember. All right to give orders. I'm the one that has to carry them out.
I understand that Mrs. Collins was angry with you today.
Angry? If looks could kill, I'd be 6 feet under. Why won't they let her see David? Why can't a mother see her own son?
That's a long story. I'm not sure that I can explain.
Nobody wants to do any explaining. They just want to open their mouth to give orders. Orders, orders, and more orders.
You have a hard life.
Well, you don't know the half of it. Listen, I heard Mr. Collins saying that Mrs. Collins might be leaving. Is that true?
It's possible.
Good. And I won't have to keep her cottage clean.
That's right. You clean for her, don't you?
Yes, on top of everything else I do.
Tell me, Mrs. Johnson, have you ever noticed anything unusual about Mrs. Collins?
Unusual?
Strange? Out of the ordinary?
Well, she's neat as a pin. That's strange around here.
And that's all?
I don't gossip about people that I work for. I never have, and I never will.
That's very commendable of you.
But she is a bit peculiar in one way.
In what way?
About her fire.
Her fire?
She never lets it go out.
Never?
Not so far as I know. She keeps it going night and day, even when it's warm. I tried to clean her fireplace, and she had like to had a fit. I thought that was a bit peculiar.
Yes, so do I.
But maybe she doesn't like the cold and she needs the warmth.
Maybe she does need it. Needs it badly. I'll see you later, Mrs. Johnson.
Oh, are you leaving now?
Yes?
Could I have a ride into Collinsport? I need to do some shopping.
Well, I'm not going into town. Not right away.
But you said...
You see, I have a theory. And I've just decided to test it. I'm going to pay a visit to Mrs. Collins. Oh, you are home. For a minute, I was afraid I was out of luck.
Dr. Guthrie, what do you want?
I want to talk to you. May I come in?
Yes. I want to ask you a question.
Oh? What is it?
How soon will you be leaving Collinsport?
That depends.
On what?
On how soon I can prove my theories.
Well, I don't know anything about your so-called theories. But I do know that you're the source of all the trouble in this house.
I'm the source of it?
Apparently, you've gotten Roger to listen to all this superstitious nonsense you've been sulling, and he's just gullible enough to buy it.
No, he's not gullible. He's simply listening to reason.
Oh, his attitude is not at all reasonable. He's trying to keep me away from David.
I know.
But then you don't deny that you're behind all this? These ridiculous ideas were put in his head by you. You might just as well tell me the truth.
I told your husband that David should be kept away from you.
On what grounds?
Because I believe he's in danger.
In danger from me?
Yes. You want to destroy him.
That's the most preposterous thing I've ever heard.
Is it?
You must be joking. Drunk, insane, or all three.
I'm quite sober, and I'm very sane, and I mean every word I said.
Well, this is too ridiculous to even discuss. David is my son. I love him. Why would I want any harm to come to him?
I don't know why. That's what I'm trying to understand. That's a good fire you have. You keep it burning all the time, don't you? I wonder why. You know, it's very warm in here. Would you mind if I put it out?
Yes, I do mind. Leave it alone.
Fire's very important to you, isn't it?
I don't know what you're talking about. I just don't like a cold room, that's all.
You get some kind of power from fire, don't you?
Well, it's impossible for me to answer questions that don't make any sense.
Who are you? Really? What do you want?
I'm a woman who wants her son. And if you were wise, you'd leave me alone.
Oh, you don't have to tell me who you are. I know already.
Oh? And what do you know?
Well, I know that you're not Laura Murdoch Collins. At least you're not the woman your husband married.
Really? I'm an imposter. An imposter so clever that even my own husband doesn't know it.
No, you're not an imposter.
Well, then I'm afraid I don't understand.
Do you want me to tell you who you are? Do you want to hear the words?
All right, go ahead.
You, Laura Murdoch Collins, are the undead.
Dark Shadows is a Dan Curtis production.